Hi everybody, this is Robyn, live from the Robyn's Nest, giving you Robyn's Rant number 2. Now this is just going to be a basic year in review kind of rant, so I'm not going to be going all hyper like I did the last time. Okay, let's see. Where should I begin? I really don't know where to begin because I just barely paid attention to this year because it really wasn't anything really worth my time except for the Conrad Murray trial and the death of Michael Jackson. Okay, now come on, everybody. Did we not see this coming? Okay? Anybody out there who thought that he was going to be acquitted, you need your head examined. That was just not going to happen. Not going to happen at all. And the sentence itself was rather pitiful. I mean, 4 years for killing one of the most major, most important, most influential human beings on the planet. Just 4 years. And he doesn't even get to serve the whole 4 because there is a law on the books in California that says that nonviolent offenders cannot be housed in prisons with violent offenders due to prison overcrowding. So he may spend the next 2 years, mind you, not the full 4, 2 years under house arrest. I could be wrong about that, but that's what I heard. Um, Not a great sentence if you ask me. Sounds more like you got a slap on the wrist, but it is what it is. And just hopefully now Michael can rest in peace. On with the rest of 2011. Okay, now my last video I ran it about Kim Kardashian, so I'm not going to go there about that. All I'm going to just say is I'm going to remind you guys that she spent $10 million on this big ass overbloated wedding, overbloated, over showboated, overstuffed wedding, and it only lasts 3 months, less than 3 months. That was just wasteful. That was Roman Empire wasteful. But that's how we've gotten in this world. We women want to convince ourselves that we are princesses and that we deserve this grand over budgeted party. But I mean, my thing is, like I said on the last video, is whatever's going on, 10 million dollars, work it out. You don't just throw in the towel just because you have an argument or whatever you suspect, or maybe even a cheating fling or a gay fling or whatever. $10 million? Come on, at least work it out. At least try to make it through the last year. Just make it through a year, please. I mean, you even gotta have that tradition where you save the piece of your wedding cake, the first slice of cake that you cut, and you put it in the back of the freezer. And then when the first anniversary comes along, you defrost it, and then you and your husband, you share it. Like by eating off of each other's forks and stuff. They don't even get to do that. I mean, that's just so stupid. And all that money could have went to save like some dying country over way across the globe. It was ridiculous. But if you want to see what I said about that, check out the last video. Let's see. Who else? Beavis and Butthead. They returned to television. Yes, awesome. One of my favorites from the 90s is back. Now, if they bring back Daria, I really hope that they could just tone her down a little bit because she was just a little bit too bitchy for my taste, although I really understood where Daria was coming from a lot of times. But it was great to see Beavis and Butthead back, and they still have the same crappy ass animation that they had back when they started back in 1993. And thank you, Mike Judge, because we love it like that. Of course, they can't show videos as much anymore because MTV does not show videos as much as they used to, even though their name is music television. So instead of looking at videos, or a lot of videos, the boys looking at videos. Now we're treated to the boys watching Jersey Shore and Teen Mom and Teen Mom 2. And I gotta admit, I never looked at any of this stuff until I started looking at Beavis and Butthead, just so I could follow up with what they were talking about. So I remember I saw this one episode, and I know this isn't a 2011 episode. I don't think it's a 2011 episode, but the boys was watching an episode of Jersey Shore, And I think the Jersey Shore cast was in Florence, Italy. That's right, they were over in Italy. And they were working at an authentic Italian pizza parlor in Italy. And there was this one girl, not J-Lo, J-Pop, J-Wow, that's it. I don't pay attention to these people, so forgive me if I don't know their names, okay? I know that this as that one guy. I think he's always says, you know what I mean? I think that guy's name, what? The Situation. I remember him because on my Facebook, was it my Facebook page? Or I forgot what page it was. At one point, I started calling myself the Circumstance. I figured if he could be called the Situation, then I could be called the Circumstance. And I just did that for a brief period of time. But, but anywho, J-Wow was being interviewed, and she said, uh, so when my granddaughters asked me, Grandma, where did you learn how to make authentic Italian pizza? I can say, bitch, I learned it in Florence, Italy. And I'm thinking, wait, you're gonna call your granddaughter a bitch? Yeah, see, that's exactly what I wanted, okay? Me and my grandmother Maggie were very close, God rest her soul, and that's exactly what I wanted. I wanted my grandmom to call me a bitch. That would have been the highlight of our relationship. So once I saw that, I said, you know what, just for the heck of it, I gotta look at some of this. So I looked at a couple of episodes, and I swear it was just enough to give me a migraine, and I just couldn't continue. So I just let it go. But I only bring up the Jersey Shore cast only in an old clip, because I'm sure it was an old clip. I only bring that up because that's what the boys on Beavis and Butthead are looking at now, since they can no longer crack on music videos like they used to. And everybody used to love it when they would crack on music videos. But, well, like I said before, it is what it is. Let's see, what else can I talk about? Oh, yeah, can't take and do this without talking about the Beeb. Okay, Justin Bieber. Um, let's see. He, back in the early fall, he had this paternity suit. This 20-year-old girl was accusing him of fathering her child. So he had a DNA test, and like a bad episode of Maury Povich, Justin Bieber, you are not the father. Ah! Pregnant mom goes waddling off into the backstage area like all the other moms do. Come on, we didn't see. Come on, like we didn't see this happening also. But I will say, I thought it was a little bit rough of the guy to take and get on Letterman later on that day or a day or two later, and be like, "I know a weasel when I smell one." Okay, now granted, what the girl did wasn't cool, but think about it. What does he have? Like a bunch of weasels and ferrets in his closet, and pull one out and go, "Ah, that's a good smelling weasel." I mean, come on. Please, ridiculous. I don't think he had to really go there because the way I look at it was, hey, she kind of beefed up your image there, so you should be thanking this girl, because I mean, dude, you're like a joke in the internet world and in other worlds, but that's another story for another day. But at least in the internet world, you know, people are taking pictures of your face and cutting your head off your body and photoshopping it to supermodels' bodies and all of that kind of stuff. So you should be thanking this girl. This girl is kind of like giving you some street cred. Jeez. Let's see. What else is there? Oh, and finally, the changes in YouTube. Don't like them. Sorry, YouTube. I love you, but I don't like the new YouTube changes. And when I tried it, I didn't like it. I couldn't see my background at all. That was the main thing I didn't like. I couldn't see my background. And of course, I couldn't make the background transparent like I used to, and I just didn't want it like that. And to me, it's kind of like it's looking too much like a YouTube version of Facebook. And it's like everybody is trying to look like Facebook, and it's ridiculous. Even Facebook is trying not to look like Facebook. Now they got like the timeline thing. Excuse me. And if you go to my Facebook page, I think it's www.facebook at ladychamplin.com, you will find a picture of my headshot on one of my banners. So that I really like. That's really cool. But these YouTube changes, nah, they're just not working for me. So I'm keeping my page the way that it is. And so that's about it. That's all for my year 2011 review. Not that much to say because I just barely paid attention except for, the trial. Oh, and what I will say about that, this is for my Michael Jackson fans out there. Okay, um, I want you guys to try and have a little bit of respect for Michael and some respect for yourselves because during the trial, and I really didn't like this, but during the trial, they had pictures of Michael's body. And one was a gurney shot, and one was an autopsy slab shot. And his family, especially his children and his mother, does not have to be reminded. So I know that there are a lot of you believer fans out there that's trying to prove that the pictures were fake. But just for some good old-fashioned decency, could you please take those pictures down? I know you're not going to do it, but I just feel as though somebody has to say it. Somebody got to speak up and say, at least for the fans who have those pictures up, please take them down. Because with them being out there, now the haters can get their hands on it and they do all kinds of horrible things. Haters will do any kind of nasty, miserable crap just so they could take and hurt his fans and even hurt his family. Because some of this stuff reaches them. So it would be nice if you guys could at least just get rid of the pictures. And sorry to be a little bit downer on that, but I just feel as though that needed to be said. Speaking of Michael, one final thing. It'll be coming up, hopefully, maybe sometime this month if I can do it. But I like to call it the MJ reboot. And I like to do something a little bit different with my Michael Jackson videos. I just don't know what yet, but I hope that it'll be fantastic. And whatever I come up with, I hope you guys will continue to watch. And hope you continue to watch this video. More of my rants are coming soon because I got a lot to rant about. Okay, bye everybody, and may your 2012 be as happy and as special and as wonderful as your 2011. And hey, even better. Take care everybody. Bye.